Earlier tonight, our final 8 Josephs competed live for your votes. Soon, one more Joseph's dreams of West End stardom will be in ruins. Who will take one step closer to becoming Andrew Lloyd Webber's next leading man? And who will hang up his dream coat and leave the competition? Their fate hangs in the balance, and only the Lord can save them now.
I close my eyes.
Next.
We'll be saying goodbye to one more Joseph. And if last week's result is anything to go by, our Josephs could be in for another big shock tonight. And we've plenty of live action happening in the studio. Rock legend Meat Loaf is going to be here. And the Josephs will be putting on a spectacular group performance with a meaty flavour. Earlier on this evening, our Josephs served up a real treat for you. But the panel were less than impressed with some of the items on the menu.
A sack of spuds.
I see a platter of cheese tonight.
I think I prefer the meat and veg.
I'm confused. I'm genuinely confused.
I think I'll have the fish. Let's welcome back the panel. John Barrowman, Denise Van Outen, Phil Kenwright, Zoe Tyler, and the sweet Lord himself, Andrew Lloyd Webber. Never gets tired. The lines are open, so there's still time to vote to keep your favourite Joseph out of the sing-off. Here's a reminder of all of tonight's performances with the numbers you need to dial.
Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love.
I don't think you sang that well tonight, and I think my investment went slightly wrong. Ben, I'm worried.
I think Andrew completely misjudged that performance.
I got a funny feeling when she walks in the room.
You are great. You have got an opportunity here. Go for it.
It's much too soon. Whoa.
I just thought it was a bit rubbish. Sorry.
That's her opinion, and I'll take that on board and see if I can not be rubbish next time if I'm still here.
Son, that was vocal perfection.
Just to hear the great comments is fantastic.
You've got to break out of that comfort zone because you are special and you could be Joseph.
I need to get my head together and get back into this competition.
Just don't know whether you could hold a West End stage, but you have got real talent.
Whenever I'm gone, just tell me the song and I'll sing it. You'll be right all night long, all night.
I've still got worries, I'm going to be honest. And I don't quite know where we're going to go from here, but we'll see.
Only the public can save me now, because if I'm in the sing-off, then I'm going home.
Needs to be, I want to see you do something completely different next week if you're here. I want us to bring out the naughty Daniel.
Hurry up, get voting lines will be closing shortly. Joining me now are 2 musical legends, Andrew Lloyd Webber and Meat Loaf is here, ladies and gentlemen. welcome to the show, Meatloaf. Now, a lot of people didn't know or forgotten that you come from a musical theatre background. So what advice would you give these boys tonight?
Well, let me just tell you, where'd they go?
They're gone.
Over there somewhere. They're gone. They're not here.
Yeah.
Anyway, so forget them for now. So, no, you know what? I was watching the show, and the most important thing that I would tell them is that when they're singing that song, they have to believe that song. They have to believe those words they're singing. They have to become that character. And like Andrew was saying through the whole show, was that one of these kids is going to get on stage as Joseph. He can't be thinking that he's whoever he is. He has got to become Joseph for 2 hours. He can't be anybody but Joseph. They have to believe.
And Andrew, what is it about pop stars in musicals? Because you've used Meatloaf, you've had Madonna, now you're looking for another pop star. What is the connection?
Well, hey, my first big rock musical was Jesus Christ Superstar, of course. And I never saw any difference between musicals and rock theatre at all. I mean, there is no difference. They're either good or bad. And that's the great thing. I must say, the first time I met him, I said, Meatloaf. And I said, what do we call him? And you said, meat. So I then said to a very nervous girl, I said, meet Mr. Loaf.
Well, you just got to think of it this way. Meatloaf is very Shakespearean.
It is.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that thought, I'll tell you, this is your last chance to vote at home. The lines will be closing in just a moment. Now, you like this. Here, performing the Meatloaf classic, Dead Ringer for Love, but are any of them a dead ringer for Joseph? Please welcome our final 8. They're loving it. All right, now, they love their Josephs. They're all about Josephs with Meatloaf. OK, this, of course, isn't the only popular show that's been on the BBC on Saturday night. In fact, do you know what show was on this very day back in 1972? That question goes to Bill Kenwright.
Huh? Everton 3, Liverpool 0.
OK, this may make you less happy. Here's the show that was on in 1972.
Oh! This isn't your ordinary bread and butter league game tonight, you know. It's a cup tie. Listen, if Everton have won, she'll be in the pub celebrating. If they've lost, she'll be in the same pub crying into a gin and tonic. So stop worrying about her and concentrate on me.
All right, Joe.
I played a Liverpool fan in that.
I know.
The worst moment of my life.
Were you on the left?
Oh, the hair.
Now, performing in music, thanks, Phil. Performing in musical theatre is physically and mentally tough. Last week, Andrew said that the Josephs weren't physically as strong as last year's Marias. So this week's mission was to test their stamina. Barricade Boot Camp beckons.
I don't know what that is. Your body is your money, and it's a lesson they need to learn.
After seeing how the boys live, John sets a task where only the fittest Josephs will survive.
We're gonna let you run your paces on one of the most grueling sets in the West End. The show is Les Miserables, and the set is The Barricade.
This is what we're gonna do, something that we've called Barricade Boot Camp.
Watched by the leading men these boys aspire to be, the boys embark on their toughest challenge yet. The real men from the cast have already been on stage for 2.5 hours, when they then have to scale the barricade, perform and sing what's considered one of the toughest scenes in the business, the People's Song. But will our boys rise to the challenge?
Do you hear the people singing the song of angry men?
I think he could have put a bit more physicality in the beginning of it.
Do you hear the people sing?
I was knackered watching him.
When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums.
Daniel should definitely, get fitter.
Can our younger Josephs, with their youth and virility, lead the way?
When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drum. So don't need to fight them the right to be free.
They need to take it seriously, you know? It's a very, very serious job.
It is the music of...
Yeah, I did underestimate how difficult it would be.
You do have to be so fit.
Do you hear the people sing? When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums. When tomorrow comes...
I don't realise how hard it is, you know. It's hard when you got 7 other lads laughing at you.
Hey, this is so funny.
When they're playing the lead of Joseph, they're in for a shock. If they don't start putting the work in now and taking it seriously, they'll fall by the wayside.
Next, Ben is called to arms.
When the beating of your heart echoes the beating of the drums, there is a life about
It's a bit of shame that he didn't go first, actually, and show everyone else how to do it.
arms.
And the last man into action, Craig.
Join in the fight that will give you the right to be free.
Hit everything down, he was ducking behind things so the bullets wouldn't get him, and that was the most believable battle I saw.
When tomorrow comes.
For my money, today, there are only really 2 people who could probably cut it on the West End stage in the capacity of leading role.
Who will be the next to fall? We'll be finding out shortly as the phone lines have now closed. Please don't call anymore, as your vote won't be counted and you will be charged, and that's bad. 12p, remember, from each phone call is split equally between children in need and the musical theatre bursary. Last year, we raised nearly £500,000, and that money is still supporting young musical talent around the country. Hoorah, I say. OK, very shortly, we will be finding out which 2 Josephs are in tonight's dreaded sing-off. Whilst we count your votes, here performing Cry Over Me, please welcome back the mighty Meatloaf!
Nothing can stop this pain. Trying to get to a time I forget you. Still tangled in yesterday. It's so easy for you to feel nothing for me. Did you ever feel anything? I want you to cry over me, die over me, even for a moment,
did you feel something? Did we mean nothing at all? I want you to cry over me, die over me, even for a moment. Oh, why can't you just cry over, die over me, baby? Why can't you hurt like I do, like I hurt over you? Can't you cry over, die over me, baby, just one time? I want you to cry over, die over me, baby. Want you to fall on your knees, baby. Crawl back to me. Won't you cry over, die over me, baby, just one
Meatloaf, everybody! Okay, our Josephs have now done all they can to get your vote. They may have convinced you at home, but have they convinced the panel? Before I announce the results, let's ask them. Based on tonight's performance, who was not Joseph? Zoe.
You were flat, Lee.
Bill.
Chris or Rob? Rob.
Denise.
Rob.
John.
Lewis.
Okay, there are only 6 guaranteed places in next week's live show. The 2 Josephs with the lowest number of votes must perform in the sing-off in front of Andrew. He can only save one of them. One Joseph's dreams are about to be ripped to shreds. All your votes have been counted and verified. I will now announce the results in no particular order. Keith. You could be Joseph, you're through. Daniel. You're also through. Congratulations. Rob. You could still be Joseph. Well done. Lee. Well done. You're also through. Chris. You're in the sing-off. Please come and join me. Ben. You're safe. Congratulations. Join the others. Okay, please come down, Craig and Lewis. Chris, please join them. Craig and Lewis. One of you is on very dangerous ground and will be joining Chris in the sing-off. The other has the last guaranteed place in next week's show. Lewis. Congratulations, you're safe. Join the others. Which means, Craig, I'm sorry, you are in the sing-off. Wait where you are. So, Chris and Craig, you two are the least popular Josephs. One of you received the lowest amount of votes tonight, and if it were down to viewers' votes alone, I can reveal the person that would be out of the competition right now is Chris. But Chris, there is still hope. Andrew may decide to save you one more time. You both must now perform The Long and Winding Road. It's the song you've all been rehearsing, none of you wanted to sing. Andrew, why have you chosen this song?
Fantastic lyric again. And of course, The Long and Winding Road is about this show, I think. But that wonderful line, "Don't leave me waiting here, lead me to your door, the long and winding road."
Okay,
That's
well,
why.
Don't slip up, guys. Andrew will be watching you very closely. And one mistake now could seal your fate forever. Craig, you will begin the sing-off, and then Chris. Here, singing the Lennon and McCartney classic to impress Andrew Lloyd Webber and win his casting vote. It's Craig and Chris.
The long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always leads me here. Lead me to your door. The wild and windy night that the rain washed away has left a pool of tears crying for the day. Don't leave me standing here. Lead me to your door. Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you'll never know the many ways I've tried, but still they lead me back to the long winding road. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door, the long and winding
Craig and Chris, well done. You've both been in the sing-off before. You've done it again. Was it enough? Was it enough to convince Andrew? Andrew, you must now decide. Craig or Chris? Who are you going to save?
As ever, difficult. I'm going to save Craig.
Congratulations, Craig. Go and join the others. We'll see you next week. All right, I'm sorry, Chris. Andrew, why is Chris going home?
Well, I said rabbit in the headlights, and I prayed the headlights got you tonight. just wasn't quite there. You didn't have the confidence, and I just don't think a West End audience would ever have the confidence to see you for a 2-hour show. I'm sorry,
They would.
but I
Can
don't
I
think
just
they
say one
would.
thing for everyone? Thank you to the BBC and all the panel, and Andrew, yourself, Graham. They've all been.
But you will come through somewhere else.
Thank you, guys. Thanks so much.
That's very nice of you to say. I know how much you wanted this. Are you surprised the journey's come to an end this soon?
Well, of course I wanted to win it and I wanted to be Joseph, but there's only one Joseph, so it's going to happen to all of us. I'm just so sad it had to happen now, really, but...
All right, it's a horrible question, but who do you think is going to win?
Oh, there's so many talented people. Lewis.
Lewis? Okay. Well, that's what you think. You know the drill now. I'm afraid it's time to hand back the coat. Chris, ladies and gentlemen. Well, there you have it. Chris is not Joseph, and now we're left with our magnificent 7. That's it for tonight. Join me again next Saturday at the earlier time of 6:45 here on BBC One, when our Josephs will be battling it out once more to stay in the competition. But for now, I leave you with Chris and our Josephs to say good night in their own special way. See you next week.
Joseph, what you gonna do? Things look bad for you. Hey, what you gonna do? Close every door to me. Hide all the world from me. Bar all the windows and shut out the light. If my life were important, I would ask, will I live or die? But I know the answers lie far from this world.